Jill Hermes, the Director of the Career Center and Office of Service Learning. It's interesting because some of the seniors have been coming to see us since they first got to Hood as first years, and we've developed relationships with them. And then other students are coming in for the first time as seniors saying, hey, do I need a resume? Do I have to get a job when I graduate? So there's a whole spectrum. You know, I think there's a couple of reasons. I think one reason is simply that they don't know. So it's just a lack of knowledge. So we continue to make efforts to get the word out there. And then two, you know, students are busy, they have busy schedules, and I think it's one of the last things they think about because they've got so many kind of fires to put out with their academic work and work and athletics. So that's why, but we're working on that. So I think it really depends on the student, but overall, I think I would say to any graduating senior, make sure that your documents are in order, meaning make sure that your resume looks fabulous. Make sure that your LinkedIn profile looks really good. So, because that's how people are going to form an opinion of you before they meet you. Secondly, start early with your job search and cast a wide net. And what I mean by that is simply, don't just apply to one thing. You know, just like most of us didn't apply to just one college, right? You kind of applied to your dream schools maybe, and some medium ones, and some ones you knew you were going to get into. Do that with jobs and with graduate programs. So sometimes students say to me, well, I haven't heard back yet from that one job to which I applied, so I'm not doing anything until I hear back. Well, that's not a good strategy, because it takes a long time to hear back. So even if you apply starting now until you graduate for 20 opportunities a week, it's not too many. And then the third thing would be practice with mock interviewing. And so whether that's with me, with a professional in the community, with someone that you trust, it's a really great idea to use every opportunity to practice your message about yourself. I think that if you have the resources to continue your job search until you find something in your field, then by all means, take a little time, meaning 3 to 6 months perhaps. However, within that time, you can also do things to earn money. You can work with maybe a temporary staffing service and have an office job or have some other kind of position while you continue your search. You can certainly volunteer, right? So even though that's not bringing in an income, it's still building up your resume and helping you with connections. But typically people in my generation are more practical and pragmatic when it comes to that. Maybe because we're often paying the bills, I don't know. But I think you just have to look at it like every experience is a good experience. So even though it might not have the title that you thought you were going to have, sometimes the first job is simply a foot in the door and a way for you to grow and develop, build your resume, and kind of work toward your ultimate career goal. So it wouldn't be too early to start now. And I know that is difficult because you've got your finals, your papers, all the things that being a senior is about, and you want to schedule some time for fun too. But I think that if you can, those things that exist, like maybe a networking event or a job fair, or just sending a few resumes out, just starting the process now would be very helpful. And because typically if you're going to graduate school, at this point you already know. You've applied, you've been accepted, and you have a plan. But if you're not going to graduate school right away, and you want to jump into the career world, then start rolling forward. Our education students, those who want to be teachers, we have on-campus recruitment for them the whole month of April. So they'll be interviewing with Washington County, Montgomery County, Carroll County, and one other one coming up next month. So it's not too early. Oh, it's never too late.
Right?
If a student's interested in a gap year experience, I think the most important thing is to plan financially for that. So if you have the resources saved, then it's great. Then go explore and maybe work while you're traveling and build up a kind of portfolio of your gap experience so that you can articulate it to potential employers or graduate programs. It's like, about how it changed your life, how you impacted the lives of others, and how you used that gap year to propel you forward. I think we'd be hard-pressed to say that employers don't value work. I think that employers value almost any kind of work experience because it has transferable skills that the individual learns about time management and about being dedicated and responsible, even if their job is totally unrelated to their major, or if it's a temp job. If you're driving a forklift in a warehouse, you still learn valuable skills and build up your ability to work with others and communicate. So I think if the student can learn to share that in a positive way, employers and graduate programs will appreciate it. I think that at this date, many of the kind of application deadlines are passed, so those study abroad things might have to be more creative on the students' part. Of course, we have the JET program where students can teach in Japan. We're currently recruiting for the Tampa Bay, Costa Rica experience, but those are all kind of in the midst of the interviewing process. I would say really early in their fall semester.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of those deadlines are going to be right after the holiday break, the winter break. There are plenty of seniors who are coming in and saying, I know I want to go to graduate school, but I'm going to work for a few years, pay down my debt, study, get prepared, mature a little, figure out exactly what program I want to invest in. And I think that's a really smart way too. So it depends on your particular situation, but you could be graduating and still not know exactly your plan, but you'd be fine.
Do you have any encouraging words for the seniors?
First of all, you rock, Hood seniors. You're awesome. And we're going to miss you, but the hiring projections for the class of 2015 is looking up across the board. There are opportunities that didn't exist last year. So employment is looking up, and you have a great career center to come visit if you need to.